Hi, welcome to Level Up Studios. So, one of the topics that I mentioned early on was our tools, and I made the distinction between tools and equipment in that earlier video. If you watched the earlier videos, thank you very much, and you are awesome. So, be sure to like and share, tell your friends about it, and thank you for joining me on this weird journey back into voice-over acting. If this is your first time watching this video, I am re-entering the voice-over acting world after many, many years away, and thought that I would document how basically I am getting back into it. The methods that I use, some of the advice that I might have. I know that when I started back on this journey, I watched a great many videos. Some were great, some not so much. And I thought I would throw my hat in that ring and give whatever advice that I can for the others that are trying to get into it. So, talking about tools today and the difference between tools and equipment. In my view, tools are the things that you bring to your production, whereas equipment is going to be the physical equipment, the microphone, the pop shield, the computer, the software that you use, the different booms, the headphones, all of that. Whereas your tools are distinctly you. So, not only your voice, but your ability to breathe, your cadence, your tone, your rhythm, the inflection from your voice, how you go about reading a script, how you approach different projects. All of these are in your tool bag as a performer. Your background is going to change how you interpret what you read. It's going to interpret and change your delivery for different performances. And it's going to be what you use for the rest of your life. But the best thing about it is that everybody's tool bag is very, very distinct and unique to who they are. If you have any background in vocal performance, if you ever took choir, this is the time to reach back into the Wayback Machine and remember all of the lessons that you learned from that. If you have not taken any kind of voice lessons for vocalization, I recommend that you do. Even a few lessons will teach you a lot of really, really wonderful tools that you can then use for voice acting. Different exercises for your mouth, how to loosen up the use of your mouth to enunciate, to create different tones, to create warmth with your voice. Different things like if you are lifting the register of your voice to create a higher tone, you don't think up, you actually think down. And the sound that you are generating should feel as if it's coming over the back of your head rather from the voice itself. The vocal cords are delicate to some degree, and as some others have mentioned, Jay Myers in particular, very cool guy. If you have not seen his videos, check out Jay Myers. The guy's solid. But anyway, if you feel any tension in your voice, you are doing damage to your vocal cords, or you are approaching that point. So exercises will, like anything else, help you develop those tools. When you are going lower in your register, you will learn to elongate your body and your neck to create those darker and lower tones. But there's a lot of different tricks that vocal coaches will be able to teach you that will be invaluable in your performance going forward. So, highly recommend finding a vocal coach. Even if you're only going to do a few lessons, you could even go online, and I'm sure you could find a lot of different vocal exercises, different tongue twisters that are common to the theater, and they all will help. The key to all of it, really, is consistency. And the getting of jobs, you know what? You're just going to have to put out resumes. You're going to have to put out auditions. And that goes into consistency. You're going to want to be able to produce a consistent sound, which is going to come back to regularly recording, regularly reading, regularly speaking. I can't tell you how many times it's taken me to create videos like this that I've never actually produced. But I come up here and I record and I delete 90% of them. Your physical health is obviously very important. You can find, as I bump the mic, you can find different things that will help you with yours. I am a big fan of tea to help keep my voice clear. And the warmth of it also helps relax my own voice so that I don't strain it and I don't damage it. Certain things that you want to avoid typically are anything cream based. It's going to coat the throat and you're going to get inconsistent and probably some effects that you don't particularly want. Alcohols are not great because of the dehydration factor. But the best thing that I can recommend is that you get into your space and you explore the use of your voice and record, read, rinse, and repeat. Um, and in a later thing, I'll get into finding jobs, creating demos, working with companies to make demos or make your own. There's a huge debate there. And a lot of that comes down to your own comfort with editing, with performance. If you are a hardcore gearhead, like some of us are, it's entirely possible that you can produce your own demos and create demos that are very, very professional and will work just fine. If you're not so much of a gearhead, then yeah, employ some help. Reach out to some companies that are willing to do that, and it's gonna cost you. That's not a cheap skill, and you get what you pay for, or what you learn and invest. And that investment for you would be investment of time and understanding if you wanted to learn how to do it yourself. But to do it yourself to a level where it becomes professional, that takes time. And there is a reason these people get paid what they get paid to be able to produce what they do. So that's my two coppers on that one. Now, other tools. Learning how to breathe properly is incredibly important. And this goes back to one of my earlier references to the physical space and being cramped into a small location. Being able to breathe, being able to support your voice with your diaphragm, and understanding how to use the tool that is you for this environment. But I could go on and on about that. But yeah, go out, check out some videos, find some good tongue twisters, challenge yourself with them. One of my favorites starts with "To Sit in Solemn Silence." If you are a theater person, I am sure that you know that one, and that is a good one. And don't just go for speed on those, but you can actually take a tongue twister and slow it down so that you are really feeling what it is doing to your mouth and your lips and your voice when you run those exercises. Just like when you are reading a script, it's always a good time to read it once or twice before recording. Uh, Not only do you get familiar with the story that you are telling, but your mouth gets the feel of the words that you're going to be performing. Another topic that I wanted to talk about with being the tool uh, is the mindset and the approach of what you are creating. We are not only performers, we are not only actors, voice actors, but we are storytellers. And when you are able to take somebody's written word, whether it's somebody else's or yours, and use those words in a way that engages somebody else's imagination, their desires, their associations with their own life, making that connection with your voice uh, takes the ability to be a storyteller, a troubadour. Um, And that is not a natural thing for all people to do. So you can do exercises, you can read all the manuals that you want, um, but learning how to make that connection, not only what the words are, but why the words are, how they apply in the world that you are in. Even something as trivial as an IT manual still has something it is trying to get other people to understand and learn and associate with, because that is the point of what we do. Um, One of the topics that came up on one of Jay's feeds just this last week was the difference in tone, timing, and inflection, which was one of the trifectas that was really a big thing in my voice for theater class. Because if you can manipulate uh, tone, timing, and inflection, you can create a multitude of characters. You can emote different ideas just by changing one, two, or all three of those. There's an old joke that punctuation matters. And there is a sentence, and the sentence is, let's eat, Grandma, adding that comma right after eat. You take that comma away, and it becomes, let's eat, Grandma, which may not be the intention. But even if you do add the comma, you can now change different things. You can say, let's eat, Grandma, or let's eat, Grandma. When you manipulate your timing, your delivery, your tone, your inflection, it changes everything in the sentence. Okay, so this this talk went a little bit dark, but you get what I'm saying. Same thing with all of your reads. When you have a 15-second read, a 30-second spot, whatever, whether you're narrating a book, you have to understand the intention of what you are reading and be the conduit for that story, that intention. If you want some good examples of an amazing storyteller, a true troubadour, I am a big fan of Tom Waits. And if you want to, find the Asylum Years album and listen to Tom Waits' Asylum Years album. He's got numerous tracks on that entire thing, which is just amazing storytelling through music. And it's not all sung. He's got some spoken word stuff in there too, but the guy's just freaking amazing. And I've found inspiration in him more than once. Highly recommended. Tom Waits, Asylum Years. Nobody's paying me to say it. It's just a damn good album. So, all right, I'm going to drop off. I've been babbling on for way too long, and I'm probably going to cut this down a bit. But I hope this gives you some insight of what I mean by when we say tools, some of the things that you can do with your voice, some of the exercises that are good to learn, understanding how to use your voice, how to take care of your voice, uh, and um, I do have some exciting news. I've got a couple of gigs that I booked. So next video or in one of the following videos, I'm going to talk about how I got jobs, how to generate work, how to get the work for your demos because of the catch-22 that is the performance industry. Because you gotta have work under your belt in order to find jobs, but in order to find jobs, you gotta have work under your belt. But so how do you do that if you haven't done the work? It's catchy. But I will discuss that in an upcoming video. If you're still here at the end of this, wow, you're probably unconscious. But thank you for sticking with me. I'm gonna bug out, like I said. Take care, be cool. Tell your friends, share and like I said, and really, really enjoy the work that we do. There it is.